Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, here we go. It is the Lala Song Scramble. You figure out these artists. There's 3 in here mashed up, and you read them in order, and the songs, titles, they're all playing Lollapalooza. Here it is. 312-591-8300. Sherry's checking in. Sherry, ahoy, what's going on? Hello,
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sherry. Go ahead, take a shot. I will not tell you if you're right or wrong on any of them, but if you get it right, you're going to Lollapalooza. Hit me.
The first one was Cannon's Loving You. Second one, Hoosier, Too Sweet. And the third one, Blink-182.
Guess a Blink song.
Hold on.
Guess one now.
All the Small Things.
Oh, that would have been incredible out of the hat like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm so sorry, Sherry, but here's the best part. You can hang up and try again, and here it is one more time.
All I'll say is 0 people have gotten it right on the text line. At least I'm not monitoring phones the way cases. But as of now, if we get a million texts for this thing, no one's gotten it, which is also good news. If you're calling in, don't worry. Keep playing. People are trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah, and by the way, you cannot win on the text line.
No.
This is a call-in contest, but that's a good. Sometimes someone gets it on there and they haven't gotten the phones yet.
And just so you know, every person who guesses gets the same response from me. I write maybe. It doesn't mean you're onto something. It doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean you're half right. I'm going to write maybe no matter what you guess. You can say Scooby-Doo's theme song. I'm like, maybe. Like, not my business.
Could be. We'll do one more time. This one is kind of tough. Here we go. All right, 312-591-8300. Need the artist and the song title in order in that song scramble, and you're going to Lollapalooza for free.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Case, is this one too hard? Did you get this one when you had a... Oh, he's on the phones answering phones. Never mind. He's still trying to find some winners.
Why didn't you ask me if I got it?
Because
I'm historically bad.
Well, no, because I know you kind of peaked because you were saying on the text line you were talking to people, telling if they're right or wrong or maybe or whatever. Not right or wrong, but maybe.
My response to no matter what you send in is maybe, because it's the truth. For example, somebody just texted in, my guess is Scooby-Doo, Mickey Mouse, SpongeBob. I said maybe.
That's exactly right.
Maybe baby.
That's exactly right. All right, so here we go with the Lala Song Scramble. There's 3 artists in here that are playing Lala. Need the artist and the song title in order for your free 4-day Lollapalooza passes. VIP. I think it's worth about, $782 million, something like that, this prize.
Yeah.
Here you go. The middle one sounds like Ozzy Osbourne backwards, like Freddy's the devil, like that kind of thing.
Well, now you just give away the answer. You can't do that.
It is not Ozzy, I promise. Andrew's checking in. Andrew, ahoy.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, give it to me, man. You can end this right now. What do you got, Andrew?
All right, I got Snooze by SZA, Too Sweet by Hozier, and then What's My Age Again by Blink-182.
Is he right?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Dang, I thought I had that.
I know. Well, listen, you can try again. 312-591-8300. We got people checking in from Chesterton. Several people from Chesterton, and they're wrong. We got to try to get...
Chesterton's suck it. They're not going.
Town,
No.
don't
Chesterton,
even try.
listen, Chesterton, not going to be a Lollapalooza.
Okay, I just meant to see 2 from Chesterton that were wrong.
You're wrong.
I didn't mean the whole city.
Losers.
The whole city of Chesterton is not wrong.
Losers.
Tell me what you really think about the people from Chesterton,
Hey,
bro.
listen,
I
Chesterton,
love 'em.
How about you take this massive capital L? You're not going to be there. Just jump off a cliff.
You don't know how much I love you, Chesterton. I want you at Lala, just not working for you.
But it ain't going to happen, Captain. Okay?
Hey, Chesterton. It's not you. It's me. Okay?
But it is you because you haven't gotten it right so far.
Not a single song.
All right, one more time. This might be the last time. Let's see it. Give us the song Scramble. We'll go to Adrian. Ahoy, Adrian. What are you doing?
Ahoy, guys. I'm actually parked here at the Starbucks.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
I like Starbucks. All right.
Love it.
I love those sandwiches they have there. I don't
Hey,
drink
not
coffee.
more than Dunkin'. Relax.
I don't. I just drink the coffee. I don't drink coffee. Eat the sandwich is what I meant. Anyway, Adrian, give it to us and end this thing if you can.
Okay. First one is Cannon's Fire for You. Second one is Hosier, Take Me to Church. And the final one is Feeling This by Blink 182.
Congratulations, Adrian!
Let's go!
Let's go!
You are going, not from Chesterton.
No, sadly.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Head to Headlines, where you choose the content of the show based on the headlines alone. And man, these are some doozies today.
Okay.
Tough call for you guys today. You text in 312-591-8300. You text in headline number 1 or headline number 2 based on which one you want to hear as far as the whole story. Now, choose wisely because we'll never talk about the other story again. Ever, ever. It's gone. So let's get to it. Headline number 1. Chipotle employee says his boss chased him at gunpoint because he didn't take out the trash.
Kids these days. The things you have to do to get your point across is insane.
Oh, God. If you want to hear more about that story, that's headline number 1. Text in headline number 1 for that. Headline number 2 delivers as well. Headline number 2. Remember the singer Macy Gray? Remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a story about her.
I don't know where this is going, to be honest.
Oh, no one could know. Here we go. Headline number 2. Macy Gray shares how she uses cocaine, alcohol, marijuana, and pizza for healing.
Okay.
Sue her, I guess. God, what a life.
You know, me, her, same.
Yeah,
Same,
exactly. I
same.
feel like Macy Gray.
Yeah. So you guys decide which story you want to hear more about. There's a lot of, it's a big choice.
It's very backwards from what you normally think, you know?
A big
Macy
choice.
Gray, it's different take on things. This is modern medicine, you see.
Yeah. Pizza for healing. All right. So 312-591-8300. Text in headline number 1 or headline number 2. And when we come back here after M&M, we will break down whichever story you choose. You decide the content. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Head to Headlines, where you decide the content of the show based on the headline alone. And we always say, remember, we'll never talk about the other story again. You choose a headline that we break down by headline number 1 or headline number 2 at 312-591-8300. So, headline number 1 was, Chipotle employee says his boss chased him at gunpoint because he didn't take out the trash. That's headline number 1.
How many times did he tell you?
Oh, boy. Headline number 2 was a singer, Macy Gray. Maybe you remember her. Macy Gray shares how she uses cocaine, alcohol, marijuana, and pizza for, quote, healing. Same girl. Same. And listen, this was a big match. Close, right, Kenzie? On the text line?
It was close, but I have to say Chipotle came in for the win. Headline number 1.
People want to hear more about this one. So
Yes.
Chipotle employee says his boss chased him at gunpoint because he didn't take out the trash. And we actually have some audio, a surprise of audio in this story. And you'll never believe the last line of the story. So bear with us to get through the details, which are incredible of this story. But also the end is going to make you go, huh, when we get there. Everybody
can't wait.
Everybody else is going to go, huh. All right, here we go. We go to East Point, Georgia, where a restaurant worker says his manager chased him from the business and threatened his life at gunpoint because he forgot to take out all of the trash before clocking out.
I bet he forgot. You didn't see all the trash sitting there?
You didn't see all that trash?
All that trash?
I just more think it's hilarious that he chased him with a gun over the trash. The manager of the... So somebody you're working with and you're just dealing with all day, and then all of a sudden he pulls the gun out and chases him.
It feels counterproductive to chase somebody with a gun.
Why?
Just shoot them.
If you're a good shot...
Here's the deal. Everyone knows that if you chase a kid with a gun, it's simply to get your point across. That's how you parent now.
Well, listen, thank God he didn't do that. By the way, before I continue, there was a text on this from Tony, checking in 847. As a manager in retail, I can relate to the boss. Some people we hire, I have to SMH, which if you listened earlier is shake my head.
Okay. SMGs shake my gun. So it's good that he's just doing shake his head.
That's right. Shake something. All right. So, the guy forgot to take out the trash. He chased him with a gun. Quentin Collins, 29, told Channel 2's Tom Jones that he still can't believe what happened. It's like you write a person up for forgetting to do that, he said. He's right. He's right that you don't get chased down by a gun. Collins admits that he forgot to take out all the trash.
Well, it's good that he admitted it.
As his shift ended at Chipotle on Camp Creek Parkway on Saturday. He says what his manager did after that is nowhere near in the employee handbook.
It's a bit uncalled for, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, there's no page with the employee handbook that says that.
Well, I want to know how many times he asked him to take out the trash, though.
Does that matter?
Yes.
Kenzie, how many times do you have to ask somebody to take out the trash before you pull a gun on them?
This is like the Tootsie Pop commercial, okay?
Wow.
How many licks does it take to get to the center? I would say if I ask you, like, more than one hand, so we're getting to 6 and 7, I'm going to start getting really feisty.
Meaning you're loading up a gun.
Well, I mean, maybe it was a squirt gun. Maybe it didn't have a round in it, and it's just, a little fear if you never hurt anybody.
Collins admitted after he didn't take out the trash that you don't chase them down and pull a gun. Collins said he was in his first week of training at the restaurant.
Now that's kind of messed up. Let me tell you something. This guy had a few other things happen that day.
I
think he went through his wife's phone, went to work. This guy forgot to take out the trash, and he's lost it.
I mean, everybody has that first day at work or first week at work issue. Here at Q101, I remember once back in the day, we had an intern who was remember fax machines, anybody?
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to fax.
Faxes are like movies. I don't know a ton about them.
When I got my surgery last year, I was required to fax stuff to the hospital. Like, there was no other way. And I had to go everywhere looking for a fax machine. Like, I was visiting places. I went to the library. I'm like, where can I don't know where to do this.
So we had an intern here at Q101 that was supposed to fax twisted Christmas contracts to bands.
Okay.
It was I would say it was over 200 pages of contracts to the bands.
That's a really important job.
And I was passed along to tell him this information. He was my intern. And I said, make sure you go fax this to this number. This is incredibly important. This is to book all the bands for Twisted. He comes back and I go, everything go cool? He goes, oh, yeah, I shredded everything. I told him 5 times to fax it. He shredded the contracts.
Well, I don't know why you'd be like, hey, this is to book all the Twisted bands and hand it to an intern.
I'm on the air. He's supposed to do that's a job of an intern to fax
That
stuff.
is not booking all of the bands is.
He wasn't booking them.
He should have been getting coffee for you. That is
good
way
Lord.
too important for intern.
Good. I can't believe you're taking his side. That's unbelievable.
You do that during a commercial break. That was stupid on your part. Also, we just got a text in all capitals. The Chipotle manager was right from manager at McDonald's.
Everybody's agreeing with the manager here. Yeah, those bands got booked, by the way, eventually. We taped back up the pages and faxed them.
Oasis got on their flight. It was good. It was a good show.
All right, so back to the story where this poor guy got chased by a gun for not taking out the garbage on his first week of work at the Chipotle, okay? Collins said after he clocked out, he tried to hurry to get to his MARTA bus, which is very similar in Atlanta to our SEPTA buses here. So his manager screamed at him about the trash not being taken out. Collins said he continued out the door to catch his bus, which Case ran for a bus the other day and didn't make it.
I missed my bus to work on Friday.
That's so funny.
It's humiliating to be 25 years old and to miss your bus.
Yeah.
I ran after it like a child. It was awful.
Why were you late? You catch the same one every day.
I was not late. The bus was early.
I always think that's messed up. It's great that you arrived early, but you should have to wait around till the time.
Until I get there.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
It was really embarrassing.
I got to admit, it doesn't matter what age you are. Running for the bus is just a bad look.
So what's the bus rule then? Do you have to get there? I was a Metra girly when I lived in downtown, so I was like red line, blue line, all that action, which I just showed up and waited because they'd show up whenever. What's your bus rule? Did you be there 10 minutes before scheduled time, or?
You just have to be there and hope it doesn't hit you.
Yeah.
That's normally the rule for the CTA bus.
Well,
there's no time requirement.
They have a good app now that tells you where they're at, the buses.
Ideally. The app is not always accurate.
All right, so this guy was trying to get to his bus. He continued out the door. The manager then chased him and threatened him at gunpoint. if he was trying to catch his bus. So imagine running for a bus and someone's chasing you with a gun.
Well, at least you know that you can get on something and get away.
Yeah. Collins says his manager became distracted by traffic and a nearby cop car.
Well, that'll do it.
And that's when he got away.
Wow.
So God forbid there wasn't that cop
Did he
in
go
traffic.
back for his next shift?
Well, we'll see what happens in the story, but that's how he got away. A cop car happened to be there when his boss was chasing him with a gun while he was running for the bus.
And that's a bad look if you're the manager.
It's tough.
wonder
Also,
what-
not a great look. That's a hard one to explain. Like, why are you running with a gun, sir, trying to shoot somebody? Well, you see, he didn't take the trash out.
Yeah.
That's on the list of, like, it's almost like stand your ground.
So, as the story continues, you're going to be blown away by what happened. Remember, the cop car was right there, okay? Customers were stunned by the allegations. I think it was wrong. It was wrong. One woman said outside the restaurant. Oh, good take.
Yep.
Another person said there is no excuse in the world for someone to pull a gun on someone for not taking out the trash. They put the whole guy's name in the story. Jason Warner explained. Just a bystander. Officers began investigating and say the manager hadn't been back to work since that night. They say surveillance video at the restaurant shows the manager leaving right after Collins left. But he returned 15 minutes later. They're looking at other surveillance cameras to see exactly what happened. Collins hasn't been back at the Camp Creek location of Chipotle either. He says having his life threatened is messing with his mental health. Of course. As good as Chipotle is. I mean, I'm sure he's staying home.
Could you imagine how angry, like, it had to be the most angry trash takeout ever. After asking the guy to do it, and he didn't, he left to catch a bus. Then you chased him down the street with a gun, and you didn't catch him. So he still had to come back and take the trash out. Do you know how angry he had to be doing that? Like, punching the trash, like, throwing them? He'd have to be so pissed off.
I think he was scared. Now, Chipotle shared a statement with Channel 2 Action News on Friday. This is from Atlanta again, confirming that the manager has been fired. We are aware of the incident that occurred last week at our restaurant in East Point, Georgia, and grateful no team members or guests were harmed by this senseless act. The individual in question has been terminated. We are working closely with law enforcement on the matter. That's a very good statement from Chipotle because I like them and I respect them, and I'm glad they did that.
I am too.
I'm glad they fired him.
I'm glad they did.
Well, it's a brave stance, and it's a powerful one that they took.
Well, like for taking out the trash, he should be reprimanded. Chasing an employee with a gun, not reprimanded. Fired.
I think they took the employee side. They go, you know what? Should have been written up. Well, we do agree with you. Deserve to write up.
Now, here's the last statement I told you, the payoff here of the story. Police say they will put out a warrant for arrest for the manager if he doesn't come in to speak with them by Friday. We're not naming the manager since he hasn't been charged with anything yet. So wait, okay, they're going to put out an arrest warrant if he doesn't come speak to them by Friday.
Sounds like a trap. It sounds like a piece of cheese on the end of it. Just come talk with us.
Well, they're giving him leeway. He chased the guy with a gun.
Well, you got to give a second for the media message to get out there. You got to, opportunity to find out.
He might be chasing other people with guns right now.
Imagine how many full trash cans there are in this country. He's probably a maniac.
This guy is stressed. And he's got a gun.
Sounds like you just need a day off. If they were super short-staffed for a long time, hire this guy. It's not helping. It's still like he's short-staffed. I mean, we all have our snap moment. And he's probably still recovering on a couch. He doesn't even know. I bet he has an ice pack on top of his head. And he's laying on a couch.
You think he went home and just said, like, well, nothing big happened today?
I just need a second. I feel like that's how he is right now.
It is very interesting how on the text line more managers are relating to the manager in this situation. Well, there you go. We'll follow this story and let you know by Friday if he ever turns himself in for chasing the guy for not taking out the trash. It's a very sad situation. But good Chipotle, good job. Good job taking care of that.
They're so brave.
So it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 coming up, the Q Olympics in about 10 minutes. We'll let you know what event we're doing today. We've been competing in the studio for different medals of things we can do in the room here. Things like holding our breath, the fruit roll-up challenge. We did the wall sit. We'll tell you what we're doing next that involves going into the hallway. This is pretty epic. We've had a lot of construction on the studio and ways to do things here so we can pull this off, and it's coming up here in 10 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.